I was working. No, I was working at 13.
Yeah,
I was in clubs that I wasn't supposed to.
Right.
Yeah, I was in clubs I wasn't supposed to be in at 13. Thank God my parents, even though they were teachers, they were like, "Well, this boy gonna do what he gonna do." So I joined Los Elegantes, or the band called Los Elegantes and Sabor, when I was 13 or 14 years old, and we played like grown men, and we played music, Latin music, we played R&B music, rock music, whatever, and we learned it. The way we learned it was exactly the way I came up as a child, with discipline, with repetition, and in listening skills. Mm-hmm. We pretty much never played. Well, we did play with some music when an arranger who was extremely gifted came up with sophisticated arrangements that we couldn't memorize on the spot. But we also learned how to memorize arrangements so we wouldn't have to need the paper when we go and play outside or whatever. So, all that stuff was happening. I was working at 14 years old in clubs that I shouldn't have been playing in probably, and doing weddings and quinceañeras, we call them. And I learned to speak and sing in Spanish. So, there were times when, every night there would be a time when they would give me a tune, and I had an afro and dark skin, all that kind of stuff, and I would go up and sing in Spanish, totally in Spanish. And I would learn, like I said before, there were things that you do as it relates to Latin music that you don't do in R&B music, like certain things or certain phrases you want to turn around and do riffs off of them or whatever. In black music, you couldn't do it with Latin music simply because the words might not be the same, and the effect of the run, or the effect of what we do in our music it doesn't come over, it doesn't translate well. Right? So I learned how to do that, how to stay away from certain things, when I dealt with Latin music or singing Latin music, and making it more emotional and romantic based upon what the lyrics were saying rather than what I might have done over in the R&B community. And that's how I learned that. And I started doing that at 14. So by the time I graduated from high school, as Mr. Cano, he said, we trained you well. You were ready for the world by the time you went to Berkeley, at 18 years old. And that's exactly what happened. So by the time I got to Berkeley at 18, I think Will Reinhardt's concert in the recital hall. You remember that little recital hall they have over there? Mm-hmm, and mm-hmm. I sang Reasons and played the solo on Reasons for the first time, and freaked everybody out. And it was I was dangerous after that.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, baby.